But you're the villain in this to these people, right? Right here, this crowd, the people who showed up here, I heard them boo you. What does that feel like?
It's cool. I've been booed before. Hey, listen, they can't fight for him, so it don't matter.
And when they say you're gonna run, what do you have to tell them?
I already said it before. Before we got here, I said, I'm gonna run upside his head.
So he's gonna run, but upside Canelo's head.
For years, boxing fans have looked at Canelo Alvarez as an unstoppable force, a modern-day giant writing his legacy in the sport. He's the king, the superstar, the man many see as untouchable. Yet Keith, one-time Thurman has pulled back the curtain, not only on Canelo, but also on the mindset of those who step in against him. In doing so, Thurman laid out a straightforward path that explains why Terence Crawford doesn't just stand a chance. He may hold the exact formula to dethrone boxing's king and deliver one of the greatest upsets ever seen. According to Thurman, Canelo is far from invincible. That aura of dominance isn't built by Canelo alone. It's shaped by the hesitation and fear of his opponents. The real question isn't about what Canelo brings on fight night. Everyone knows he'll show up as the same relentless, calculated pressure fighter he has always been. The bigger question is about his opponent. Are they truly stepping in to win? Or are they only stepping in to survive?
Canelo Alvarez is not, was not, and will not ever be an unbeatable fighter. That's fine. None of us are really unbeatable, right? But people got to understand this. Canelo Alvarez is not an unbeatable fighter. He's fighting. We don't question what Canelo's going to do, right? We question what his opponents are going to do, right? It's not even really about Canelo. Canelo's going to show up as Canelo Alvarez, right? Ginger boy. So the question is, are you going to beat him? And are you going to beat him today? Like when fight night happens, is it you and is it now? You ready to beat him now? He's not unbeatable. Maybe you can beat him, but are you going to do it? And are you going to do it now?
Thurman points to the Danny Jacobs fight as his first clear example. Going in, he anticipated a tactical chess match from Jacobs, a man with a polished amateur pedigree. But what unfolded was underwhelming. For the first time, Jacobs looked uncertain, missing far more than expected. While Canelo's defense deserved credit, Thurman argues the real issue was Jacobs' approach. He played it safe, doing just enough to avoid being stopped, but never truly chasing victory. Instead of dictating the pace and making Canelo adjust, he allowed himself to be the one reacting. It was less about winning and more about surviving. And against Canelo, survival only prolongs defeat. Often, fighters lose the mental battle long before the physical one. And Thurman insists this pattern of psychological breakdown goes well beyond just that single fight.
Feeling himself. Canelo had preparation. He had that head movement, losing to Floyd, this and that. He fought some flat-footed fighters. He got used to getting his head here and there and ducking down and then pulling out and spinning out and little tactics. I've never seen somebody make Danny Jacobs miss so many punches. It was highly impressive. I did not expect that, you know, because of the amateur pedigree growing up with Danny Jacobs. I know exactly what kind of New York fighter he is. And then the other one that surprised me in Canelo's career was when he defeated Larry.
To explain the mental trap Canelo creates, Thurman goes back to a fight that stunned him. Canelo against Arislandi Lara. On paper, Lara looked like the nightmare matchup. A slick Cuban technician with slick movement, a sharp jab, and the style to frustrate any aggressive fighter. Thurman admits he counted Canelo out. He saw it as the classic boxer versus brawler scenario where the technician should win on points. But the result told a different story. Not only did Canelo win, but the manner of victory was eye-opening. Lara had the weapons and the strategy, yet he never fully committed. He looked tentative, hesitant, and unwilling to take the risks needed to truly control the fight. Instead, he allowed Canelo to set the pace and dictate how it played out. For Thurman, it was another example of a talented opponent unable to execute when the moment demanded it.
The other one that surprised me in Canelo's career was when he defeated Larry Lara. I'm not a betting man most of the times. I wasn't thinking about it much, but I did not give him a thought that he's got this fight. I'm like, nah, this is a bad setup. This boxer has what it takes to outbox a Canelo Alvarez. You can have what it takes. Are you gonna do it? Are you gonna execute? Are you gonna not be scared? Are you gonna not be timid? Are you gonna not waste time? So like I said about my statement for this fight, victory.
That night, Thurman came to a critical realization. Having the skills to defeat Canelo isn't enough. The real test is whether you'll actually use them. Will a fighter step into the ring without hesitation, block out the intimidation, and stick to their game plan from the opening bell to the final round? For Thurman, this recurring mental breakdown among Canelo's opponents became the defining factor. It's less about pure boxing ability and more about sustaining the will to prove yourself for 12 full rounds. This is why Thurman believes Terence "Bud" Crawford is cut from a different cloth. His blueprint for Crawford doesn't involve brute force, because trying to overpower Canelo is a dead end. As Thurman puts it, you can't break down the gorilla neck boy. Even GGG couldn't floor him, and countless heavy punchers have barely made him budge. That means Crawford's path has to be tactical, built on discipline and sharp ring intelligence. Thurman explains that the opening rounds will tell the whole story, and it all comes down to one jab. If Crawford commits to the jab early, controlling distance and tempo, he's setting himself up for success. The fighters who troubled Canelo the most, Floyd Mayweather and Dimitri Bivol, both relied on that tool, using it to maintain range, disrupt rhythm, and take away Canelo's pressure. The goal isn't to knock him out, but to outthink him, make him miss, frustrate him, and score clean. Precision, timing, and movement become the keys. But then comes the question of size. That extra 14 pounds may give Crawford added strength, or it could slow him down. In the end, it's a double-edged sword, one that could decide everything.
Talk all the crazy stuff about me going up and having a tough time, but he went up in weight and lost. That's the difference. I went up weight and won. He went up and lost. You know, so let's not do that, Canelo.
From Thurman's perspective, there's been a subtle but important shift in Canelo's recent outings. He sees a fighter who no longer carries that same ruthless edge. The Canelo who once pressed forward hunting knockouts seems to have eased off, content at times to settle for a decision victory on points rather than forcing a stoppage. To Thurman, that's a game changer. It levels things out in a way that favors a technician like Crawford. Without the constant threat of Canelo charging in for the finish, Crawford gains the space to think, adapt, and implement his strategy. A Canelo who's less aggressive is far more manageable, and that window could allow Crawford to execute his blueprint without being drowned by non-stop pressure. This adjustment in Canelo's approach could prove decisive in the championship rounds, from 7 through 12. As the pace slows and fatigue creeps in, Thurman believes Crawford's sharper conditioning and quicker feet can take over. If he handles the early storm and Canelo isn't pressing for a knockout, the balance of power may gradually swing Crawford's way.
You hurt the gorilla neck boy, you know?
Don't rely on that.
He's hard to hurt, man. He's hard to hurt.
Don't rely on hurting Canelo. I think
That's what I'm saying. Triple G didn't drop him. All these fighters been hitting him.
Take a page from Bivol and Mayweather. What they do is they fought behind the jab. They kept their distance. They've used the entire ring, and that's something that he can bring to the table. Use that distance from both
Bivol backed him up, though.
But the funny thing is, with the extra body weight, is he agile?
Yeah.
Is the footwork going to be able to move, still use the ring, and as those later rounds, round 7,
that's what I said to you last week, 14 pounds matters.
9, 10, you know, as the pressure continues. You know, the other thing too is Canelo lost a little bit of his bite. He hasn't been tremendously, you know, devastating and taking people out. So that helps, that re-establishes the fight and is in Bud Crawford's favor there.
While Thurman's blueprint sounds convincing, many argue it collapses under one undeniable factor: size. Brian Mendoza, a man who has dealt with bigger opponents himself, believes this mountain may simply be too steep for Crawford to climb. He points out that Crawford began his career down at lightweight, and packing on that much weight is a challenge that can't be overlooked. Mendoza doesn't question Crawford's talent. He respects it deeply, but insists the power gap has to be respected. Having sparred with heavyweights, he knows firsthand the difference that size and strength create. In his eyes, once Canelo starts connecting with those heavy shots, the fight changes completely. Mendoza predicts Canelo's natural size and punching power will ultimately take control and prove decisive. And that's what makes this matchup so fascinating. The eternal question in boxing. Can skill overcome size, or will power prevail?
He has an 85+ chance to beat Canelo. Why? He's not going in there to prove something, which will fall into Canelo's hand. He would love for him to prove something. That means you will stay there and try to prove something.
I am concerned about him absorbing a Canelo punch, especially through the course of 12 rounds.
I remember when Terence Crawford fought with Madrimov.
Yes.
He looks slow. He looks with no power. And three more divisions. Two more divisions. I think it's a top fight for Terence Crawford.
But I think you gotta lean more towards Canelo because, like I said before, he been pitting big guys out and down. And Canelo not even really a 68 pounder. He probably really should be at 60 maybe. And he been hurting these guys. I think he be driving these guys and things like that. So
as long.
In a surprising decision, Canelo Alvarez brought in one of the most dangerous rising stars in boxing for sparring, Jaron "Boots" Ennis. The move quickly drew praise from Keith Thurman, who called it a world-class choice and highlighted the strategy behind it. Ennis is widely regarded as one of the best switch hitters in the sport, making him the perfect sparring partner for preparing against a versatile opponent like Terence Crawford.
See here, Keith. You ready?
Man? Yeah, of course, baby. Going this way? Yeah, man. You know, it's a fight you ain't gonna want to miss, man. One time back. I told you the comeback 2025 is the key.
What do you think about Ennis joining Canelo for the Crawford camp?
Hey, good stuff.
You think that matters?
That's beautiful.
Anywhere.
That's beautiful, man. You know, when you.
It's a good move.
That's world class. That's, you know, I mean, it's the best switch hitter he can get. That's not his opponent, you know. It's champions working with champions, you know. In the modern day and age, man, you don't get that a lot, you know. It reminds me back when I was supposed to fight Martha with Maidana, and I got Sean Porter for sparring.
Thank you, boss.
You know, so.
This move shows that Canelo and his team are concentrating not only on their own strengths, but also on dismantling Crawford's greatest tools. It's not the mindset of an overconfident champion. It's calculated preparation from someone fully aware that his position is under threat. By bringing in Ennis, Canelo is training against the very type of awkward angles, speed, and unpredictability that a switch hitter like Crawford thrives on. He's working through the puzzle in the gym, so that fight night brings no surprises. This single decision proves Canelo is thinking several moves ahead, playing chess while others play checkers. It highlights that he's not just aware of Crawford's threats, but already preparing to neutralize them, just as Thurman suggested.
Yeah, you know, it's Riyadh season, Netflix, everybody around this fight. You can see that how.
What's up, bud? What's good, son? Come on, G. Great performance. Salute, salute, salute 3 times for you, man. All the belts, greatness. What you do is greatness. But, you know, this is your man Thurman, bro. You know we go back. You know we go way back, boy. And I promise you, son, my face, it won't look like that. Why, Keith? Why? Because my feet ain't flat. You know I can stick and move, boy. You know I can double pump fake just like you. Thurman different. Been different, boy. This is my last boxing talk for the day, man. That hype week fight week, got all the views, baby. You got all the views. Let's go. I'm proud of you, boy. But you know one thing you ain't seen in this life yet, and that's your man right here. Keith one-time Thurman. Talk to Al. Send the contract. It's time to eat. I'm hungry, baby. It's time to eat. I'm in the gym working for you. A
guy named Keith Thurman, who's been on The Last Stand and said he is fiending to get his paws on Terence Bud Crawford. Does Terence Crawford want to fight Keith Thurman?
Listen, man. Everybody know Keith Thurman is just talking. You know, you got to understand. Keith Thurman was the same guy that said that I'm not a real welterweight. Keith Thurman is the same guy that said I haven't really proven myself at welterweight. Keith Thurman is the same guy that expressed himself of, you know, not being interested in fighting Terence Crawford. So now, all of a sudden, out of the blue, he's fiending to fight Terence Crawford? Okay. See, the thing is, when you're not relevant, you gotta, you know what I mean, take shots at the guys that's relevant. Now all of a sudden you out there naked in the streets. Now you want to fight everybody. Come on.